Hello all of you. So welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn with Pam. So in this series of learning Oracle database PLSQL, so we are dealing with built-in functions. So in today's class we are going to discuss about date function and miscellaneous functions. So in date functions we will be discussing about sub functions like month between, then we have add months, then we will be discussing about last day, then next day and extract function. So again, in miscellaneous functions we are having sub functions like NVL, then NVL2 function, then NULLIF function, and last is Coalesce function. So these are the functions which we are going to discuss in today's class. So let me take you to the code. So you can see the screen. So this is Oracle SQL Developer application. So first we'll be discussing about date function. So from that, first is add months. So let's see what is this add months. So in add months, what does it say? So it adds the number of months to the given date. So let's work on dual. So select SYS date from dual. So what is this SYS? SYS date stands for today's current date. So dual is again a dummy table. So let us fire this query. So if I fire this query, we are getting today's date. So you can see it is 20th of October 2023. So now I am interested to add month into this system date. So today's date is 20th of October. So I want to add 4 months in today's date. So see what is the syntax. So select, so add underscore months. So this is the syntax for the add months function. And we are passing two arguments. So you can see one is sys date, that is date which you want to modify, or you can say the original date, comma, and number of months which you are supposed to add into this particular existing original date from dual. So if we run this query, we will get number of months added to the particular today's date. So let me do some correction. So SYS date. So I will print first system date so that you can correlate. So it will show the today's date first. So that is 20th of October is today's date, and we are adding 4 months into this today's date. So you will see, so after adding 4 months you will see the modified date. So it is 20th of February 24. So likewise you can add n number of months in the particular date. So let's take another example. Let's work on EMP. So we are having existing table. So let's work on the EMP1 table. So now select. So you will see in the column there is one column that is hire date. So in hire date, I want to add 1 month for each employee. For each employee's hire date, I want to add 1 month. So see what is the syntax. So first I am printing hire date, that is original hire date, comma, add month function I am using, and I am working on the hire date. So this is first argument, and second argument I am interested to add 1 month. So let's see what is the output. So if we run this query, we are getting the output as like this. So see the hire date of first employee, it is 17th of November 81. So if I add 1 month, it will be 17th of December 81. So like this, you can add a specific months for a specific column. So this is about add months function. Now moving on to the next function, that is months between. So what does this function means? It means it counts the number of months between two dates. So let's see what is the syntax. So again it is going to take two arguments. So you can see the syntax. Select months between, that is 17th of November 23. Randomly I have taken the date, and sys date. What is this sys date? It is today's date as a difference from dual. So dual again is a dummy table. So you can work on any expression by using this dual table. So if we run this query, So you can see the output. So it will give the difference between 17th of November and today's date. So today's date is 20th of November. So the value will be in the decimal. So you'll get the value. So this is value in 0.89. It is in decimal. So this returns value in terms of months. Next, now let's work on another date. Now select month between 17th of November 21. So let's take a year 21 and today's date as a difference. So as difference is alias from dual. So if I run this query, you will be getting output as, so 17th of November 21 is previous date, and we are taking the difference between previous date and today's date. So SYS date is today's date as a difference. So it will return the months in negative value. So the returned months are negative value. So if you are interested, you can round up this value. So how to round up, or how to convert this difference into positive value? So if we are having ABS function, as we learned in the previous lectures. So if you have not watched the previous videos, so you can watch the previous videos. So the link is in the description box. So let's see. So simply I have copied the above function and simply I have applied ABS function. So what does this ABS function does? It will convert the negative value to the positive value. So again, months between 17th of November 21, the same value, comma SYS date as a difference. So if we run this code or run this query, you get the value in positive. So the value will be positive. Now let's take an example. I want to round up this value. So 23.10 is there. So how to round up the value? So again, you can apply roundup function. So roundup function, simply you can use round and put everything into the brackets. So this will be the roundup function. So let's fire this query. If I fire this query, you will get the answer in 23. So the roundup value will be returned by a round function. Now next, let's work on again EMP1 table. Yes, existing table. So what is our requirement? So this is the requirement. So the requirement is get total experience of each employee in the organization. So we are having the table of organization, and you can see the details: EMP number, e-name, job, MGR, then hire date, salary, and so on. So we will consider the hire date to determine the total number of experience of each employee. So how to work on this? So for that purpose, you need to know the sys date. Sys date means the current date. So see how we are firing the query. We will try to print first employee number, e-name, then months between. So months between, that is we are calculating the experience. So months between sys date, that is current date, minus hire date. So you can see the hire date column. So each employee is having his own hire date. So this will be stored as experience in months from EMP1. So let's run this query. So if I run this query, the output like the difference. So EMP number, EMP name, and experience in months, it is returning. So again, the experience is in months, and it will be returning in terms of decimal. So again, I am interested to round up the value. So to round up the value, again you can simply add the roundup function. So you can see here, so employee number, employee name, and simply you have to put everything, this particular function that's between in the roundup function. So this is roundup function. So if I run this query, you will get put which will be roundup, that is 50300508, like the values will be round. Now next, now my requirement is to know the experience in years. So simply to divide the whole by 12. You can see again the this function, we are dealing with this function, that is month between sys date and hire date. For this function, I am dividing by 12. By dividing 12 and again by round upping, you will get the answer in years. Runs, you will get the actions in years. So particular employees given, employee number, employee name, and experience in years has been given here. So you can imagine. So the experience has been written in years. So 42 years, 42 years. Likewise, you will see again the 6 years employees present. So again, data, so that it is showing null value. Next, likewise 42, 46, the experience of each employee we can fetch using this query. That is month between. So I hope this part is clear. Now let's move on to the next function, that is last day. So what is this last day? It is last day of month from given date. So if you know the given date, from that date we can understand the last day of the month. So let's work on the query. So what is the syntax? You can see last underscore day, and you have to pass a single argument. So I want to know the last day of today's date. So sys date, I am passing argument from dual. So if you run this query, so it is here 20th of October. So October is having last date day, that is 31st of October 23. So like this you can get the last day, or we get last date by using this function. And next, let's know the higher date, or we can say the last day of particular employee based on his higher date. So if I run this query, we will print first higher date and last day of the higher date. So this is the higher date of the employee. So 17th of November 81 is the date, and last day of the higher date will be so 30th of November 81. Likewise, if his higher date is 9th of June 81, then last day will be 30th of June 81. This way, like this, we can calculate the last day or last date from a given date. Now next, sub function number 4 is next day. Now what does this next day returns? So it is going to return the next day date on a particular day. So let's work on the dual table again. So select, so see the syntax, next underscore day into bracket sys date, that is current today's date, and I want to know what is the next date on Saturday. So you can imagine today is Friday. So Friday, and the date is 20th of October. Then let's see what it returns. So if I run this query, return 21st of October. So today is Friday and tomorrow is Saturday. So the date will be 21st of October. So like this, it is returning the specific date. Next. Now select next day again, sys date. I want to know what is the date on Monday. So if I run this query again, the exact date on Monday. So it will be 23rd of October 23. Next. So this is the function called as next day. Now similarly we are having last function, that is extract. Now what does this extract means? Extracts the month or year from the given date. So let's take an example. So let's work on dual first. So I want to extract year from the system date or from today's date. So what is the year? So let's run this query. So you can see the syntax, extract function, and we are passing the argument in this form. So I want to know year from sys date. So this is the syntax you have to remember. So if I run this query, we will get the year from the current date, that is 23. Next, now I want to know extract day from the system date. So what is the day? So from today's date, what is the day? So if I will get 20. So the today's day is 20. Similarly, let's see what it returns if I want to know the month from system date. So if I run this, it will return 10. Yes, so today is October. So 20th October 23. Likewise, this is going to return the extract value or sub value on the entire date. Now let's work on EMP1 table. So this is EMP1 table. So my requirement is extract higher month of each employee. So I want to know the employee, the hired month of each employee. So let's see how it is going to return the value. So first we are trying to fetch employee name, his hire date, and then we are passing our extract function. In this extract function we will be passing month from hire date. So please try to imagine the hire date is the column. So this is the hire date column. So from this hire date I want to know month. This is, it will be stored as hire month from EMP1 table. So if we run this query, so in this query you will be returning name, hire date and hire month. So suppose this is first hire date 17th of November 81. So it will return the month. So November is returning, so 11th will be returned. 11 will be returned. Next May, it will return 5. So month is May. Likewise December 3rd of December 81. So it is returning 12. So like this, the extract function returns day, month or year from a specific date. So this completes the function called as date function. So the date function covers all these 5 sub functions, that is add months, add month between, last day, next day and extract. Now next, moving on to the next function, last function, that is miscellaneous functions. So in this there are 4 types of function, that is annual function, then we have annual2 function, then we have NULLIF function, and last we have Coalesce function. So these functions we are going to discuss in this particular miscellaneous function. So let's see what is annual function. So see the annual function. So annual function, it has 2 arguments and it converts null value to the not null value. So see the syntax. Syntax is annual into bracket. We are passing 2 arguments. So first argument will be the column name and value. So let's consider EMP table. So let's see how it works, annual function. So what is our requirement? The requirement is fetch phone numbers and insert 999 if it is null. So see how it function, how this annual function works. So if annual function, if I'm interested to specific column and if the column is having null value, then the value which I have provided as an argument, it will be replaced by this value. So this is our requirement. So I want to fetch all the phone numbers of each employee, and if at all the number is empty, you have to insert this particular phone number at that particular place. So let's see what is the employee table. So this table, you will see the employee number. Now try to observe in EMB phone number column that some numbers are null. So you can see all the numbers, all the values are not present. Some numbers are null. So in this place, we are going to insert the value which is provided by the user or as an argument. So let's see. So select employee name, employee phone number, existing phone number, and we will apply the annual function for that particular row. So annual employee phone number, if it is null, then please pass this second argument, that is this phone number as annual from EMP. So let's try to run this query. So if I run query, you will get employee name as spam, then employee phone number, and the phone number, now the phone number is present, so it will return the original value. Again Sam, he is having phone number, the original value will be returned. Next Anderson, the phone number value is null, so that's why the value which the user has provided or the value which is passed as argument, that value will be replaced, that is 999. Likewise in all the columns where the phone number is null, the value will be replaced by 999. Likewise you can observe. So this is the annual function. Now next let's take another requirement. Now fetch all the employee salary and insert 0 if it is null. So again, we can apply a null NVL function. So let's view our EMP table. So this is our EMP table and this is our requirement. So from this EMP salary, so this is our salary. So we are interested to fetch all the records in EMP salary column, and if at all the value of EMP salary of a particular employee is null, you have to replace the null value by 0. So this is our requirement. So let's see how it works. So select EMP salary, original salary, then annual function, pass the EMP salary as argument and replace the value by 0.00 if the value is null. So let's try to run this query. I run this query, you will see the output. So EMP salary, now the value is present, it will return the original value. Now let's see again, 6000 value is present, it will return original value. If at all the value is null, it will return the 0 value. So I have passed as argument to replace the null value with 0. Now let's suppose I want to pass the argument, like suppose this is argument. So I want to pass this value, that is 1 lakh. So I want to pass 1 lakh if the salary is not present. So let's try to run this query. So if I run this, see where the value is null, it will replace by 1 lakh. So this function works like this. So it replaces null value by the given not null value. So this function is called as NVL function. Now next, second function is NVL2 function. Now NVL2 function requires three arguments. So argument 1, argument 2 and argument 3. So this is the syntax. So NVL2 and 3 arguments. Now let's see, let's take a requirement. Let's see how the NVL. So this is our requirement. Fetch the salary column. If value present, then replace it by 999, and if null, replace it by 111. So this is my requirement. So let's see how the NVL2 function works. So let us the EMP table. Now see the requirement. So salary is present. So what is our requirement? Fetch the salary column. If value is present in this salary, please replace it by 999, and if the value is null, replace it by 111. So we are using here NVL2 function. Now let's see NVL2 how the NVL function will work. See, this is the NVL2 function syntax. So we will be working on employee salary. So NVL2 employee salary, first argument column name, comma 999. If the value is present, replace by 999. If null, replace by 111. So see the argument number 2 and argument number 3. So argument number 2 states that if value is present, the argument number 2 will be replaced, and if EMP salary is null, argument number 3, that is 111, will be replaced. So see the total query, select EMP salary, original salary as original, and NVL2 EMP salary 999 and 111. So let's run this query. So if you run this query, original value will be fetched, and if, see what is the requirement, see how the NVL function works. Now value is present. If value is present, we are replacing by the second argument, that is 999. If value is present, we are replacing the value by second argument, that is 999. Now let's see if the value is null. If the value is null, it is replaced by the third argument, that is 111. If value is null, it replaced by the third argument, that is 111. So likewise, this NVL2 function works. Now let's take another requirement. Now the requirement is fetch salary column. If value is present, replace it by commission 2. If it is null, replace it by EMP number. So randomly I have taken the requirement for your understanding purpose. So let's see what is the original table. So this is our original table. So we will be working on EMP salary. So this is our EMP salary. If value is present, please replace it by EMP commission 2. So this is EMP commission 2 column. If value is present, replace it by EMP 2 commission. If value is not present, please replace it by EMP number. So this is EMP number. So let's try to run this query. So EMP salary, first we will fetch the original columns: EMP salary, EMP commission, EMP number, and NVL2 function is passed. So we are purely working on the EMP salary. So first argument will be EMP salary. If value is present, replace by EMP commission 2. If not, replace by EMP number. So if you run this query, you will see the out. So these are the original columns: EMP salary, EMP commission 2, and EMP number. Now in this case, first column value is present. So if value is present, it will replace by EMP commission 2. Likewise, second value is present, it will replace by 500. You can see the 500 is replaced. Next, if first column is null, it should replace by the third argument. So this is the third argument. So it is null. Now again, if first column is null, it should replace by the third argument, that is 7. So you can see the output, it is replacing the column by third argument, that is 7. Again, if first column is null, it should replace by the third argument, that is 8. So likewise this query works. Now if what if first column is null as well as first argument is null as well as the third argument is also null. Now again, whatever the value is present at the third argument, it will replace by it. So again it is null, so that's why it is replaced by null value. So this is how the null NVL2 function works. Now let's move on to the next function, that is null if. So now this NULLIF function converts not null value to the null value. So let's see how it works. So if argument 1, again NULLIF is having two arguments, so argument 1 and argument 2. So if argument 1 and argument 2 both are equal, if argument 1 and argument 2 both are equal, then it will replace it with by null value. Now second, if argument 1 and argument 2 is not null, then it will replace by the first argument. So this is the significance of NULLIF function. So let's work on the dual function. Now select NULLIF function. We are passing two arguments 5 and 5 from dual. So in this case, the two arguments values are same. So in this case, it should return null value. So it is going to return null value. Likewise, if the two values are not null or two arguments are not null, then in this case it should return the first argument value, that is 10. So let's see what is the output. Yes, so the 10 will be returning. Now let's work on the EMP table. So EMP table. So this is our EMP table. Now on this table, now what is our requirement? So the requirement is fetch the data from EMP commission 2 and EMP commission 3. So there are two columns, EMP commission 2 and EMP commission 3. If both values are same, please return null value, else EMP commission 1. It should be 3. Just a minute. It should be 3. So first argument is EMP commission 2, so it should be commission 2. So let's try to run this, try to implement this in through the query. So select EMP commission 2 original columns, EMP commission 3 original column, comma null if first argument is commission 2 and second is commission 3. So let's run this query. So now you will see the output, commission 2 and commission 3 I have printed. Now what was the requirement? If both values are same, print null value. Yes, so like this is how the NVL null if function works. So if two values are same, these two values are same, it will return null value. Likewise, you can come down. Now look at these two values. Argument 1 and argument 2, both values are not same. So according to this case, according to this function, it is going to return the argument number 1 value. So that is 500. Likewise, let's see serial number 10. Argument number 1 and argument number 2 are not same. It is going to return 500. That is first argument. So it is 500. So this is how the NULLIF function works. Now let's see another query. Select EMP salary, EMP commission and NULLIF EMP salary, EMP commission. So we are trying to fetch the two columns That is, we are trying to compare EMP salary and EMP commission 3. So run this query. So EMP salary is written, EMP commission is written. Now in this case, both the values are not same. So it will return the first value to the result. So this is the first value. Likewise, you can see all the cases. In all the cases, both values are not same. So it is going to return the first argument, that is 5500. Here you can see the 5500. If the first is null and second is having value, again it is as per the standard condition, it is going to return the value of null or the value of first argument. The value of first argument is null, so it is returning the null value. So this is how the function, that is NULLIF, works. Now let's move to the last part, that is Coalesce function. So what does this Coalesce function does? It accepts the list of arguments and returns the first one, that evaluates to a not null value. So let's work on the dual. So let's see. So see the syntax. So Coalesce function is having multiple arguments. So you can pass any number of arguments. So Coalesce, select Coalesce, in bracket, first value is null, second is null, third argument is having value, fourth is having value, and so on from dual. So let's see the output. So it's red. So it will try to find first not null value. This Coalesce function, this function will find first not null value and it will return only single value which is not null. So let's work on the EMP1 table. This is EMP1 table. Now on this EMP1 table, we will try to fetch commission column, then salary column, then department number column, and we will apply Coalesce function on these three columns. So see how the output will be. So if I run this query, you can see the output. So commission. So first value, now try to realize this particular function. So in Coalesce, we have passed the four arguments, that is commission, salary, employee number, and department number. So in this, I have printed original values till here. So these are the original values: commission, salary, employee number, and department number. So these are the original values, and this is the value which is returned by the Coalesce function. So it will try to evaluate from, it will try to move from commission to department number. So let's see first value of commission. The commission value first is null, so it will move to the salary column. Now salary is having value, so it will return the first not null value, that is 5000. So here the 5000 is returned. Likewise, see the serial number 4. First value is null, second value is having not null value, so it will return this value, that is 2850. So 2850 is written. Likewise, let's see the serial number 14. Now first value is null, second is also null, and third is having value. Now this third value will be written here. So this is how the Coalesce function works. So it will transverse horizontally and it will try to find first not null value. So in this query we have worked on four columns, that is commission, salary, EMP number, and department. So these are the original values we have fetched, and we have applied Coalesce function for this same four columns, and from these four columns it will return first not null value. So I hope this part is pretty much clear. So in today's class we have covered built-in functions. From the built-in functions we have covered date functions and miscellaneous function. So that's all for now. So we'll meet in the next video. So thank you all, and please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. So thank you and have a wonderful day.